Hey, Hawkeye fans, welcome. Another Hawk2Hawk interview coming your way. Today we're talking Iowa men's basketball. I got CJ Fredrick joining me. CJ, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good, really good. Hey, I just want to I want to start by talking about this past season. Obviously, postseason got cut short, but kind of going back to some of the games in Carver, maybe. What were some highlights from the season overall that you took away from it that are kind of sticking with you that you think about?
Yeah. The overall atmosphere in Carver this year was really special. Just want to give a huge shout out and thanks to all the fans who came out. It was definitely a really fun year, and all of that was because of them and all the noise they were making. I think a lot of games that stood out to me were the Illinois game. I think that was a noon game or 11 o'clock game. Was it a whiteout?
Mhm.
It was packed. That was a lot of fun. Wisconsin at home was a lot of fun. Um, what else? Rutgers at home was really fun. Just a lot of great games, emotional games that kind of got the crowd going. But yeah, like I said, just can't thank the fans enough for their support all year.
And I kind of mentioned your guys' postseason got cut short, but when you were heading into the Big Ten tournament, your team trajectory was looking pretty good. So what was your guys' team mentality and kind of your expectation headed into Big Tens?
Yeah, so you know, after the Illinois game, um, at Illinois, it was a tough game to lose. But we kind of just had new life. We kind of came together. We finished the hard part of the season. Now this is the fun part. So we had a lot of confidence going in, just because it's a new season, it's a fresh start. We felt like we had a team that could definitely make a deep run, and we just had a lot of confidence. And our team this year, we've been a really special group. We've been connected all year, so we thought, like I said, we could do something really special. But obviously, that got cut a little short.
Yeah. So what's the goal in kind of taking that momentum and shifting it into next season? Do you think, how are you guys going to be able to do that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of high expectations already for next year. But just to kind of stay grounded to what we've always been doing and what coach has always been saying. We're always going to remain humble. We're going to always stay connected as a unit, love each other, and just get after it during practices in the off season, and just kind of grind it out. That's kind of the mentality we have.
Yeah, so I want to talk about you kind of individually here for a second. You led the Big Ten, making 46% from the 3-point range, with 47 triples made in your freshman season. Where did that confidence kind of come from? I remember in the beginning of the season, you kind of stepped out onto the court, and I remember talking to people, and they're like, he's got some swagger. Like, he's really got a lot of confidence for a guy that kind of just made it into the lineup. So, where did that come from for you?
For me, that came kind of from my uncle and my dad when I was in high school and middle school. I think a lot of people don't know. When I was in middle school, I was really overweight. I was kind of short. Really wasn't basketball was not a high priority for me or anything like that. And I started to grow a little bit. And my freshman year of high school, my uncle and my dad sat down with me and just kind of said, if you're serious about basketball, then you're going to have to be able to separate yourself in some kind of way. So that for me, that was just kind of that, like you said, that swag and that confidence, and just not a lot of people are gonna like me, but that's just kind of what I have to do if I wanted to separate myself. And then that carried through high school, and then Fran and the coaching staff allowed me to redshirt to do the things I needed to do to be successful for my first year is what ultimately allowed me to do that this past season.
Now, kind of looking back to that Cincinnati game, you matched your career high with 21 points. What was it like for you to get that win over your hometown team and like I said, to match that career high?
That was a really special game. I've been going back and watching the films of all of our games, and that was one of my favorite games that I rewatched. I had a bunch of family and friends there, so just alone that was really special. But that was just kind of a game that I've always wanted to play in. It's your hometown team, and I was able to play pretty well against them. And in the United Center, it just kind of all it was all the perfect. It was the perfect finish, so it was a lot of fun.
The stars kind of aligned for you for that one.
Exactly.
So I want to talk about maybe something that the stars didn't seem to align for you this past season. You're kind of battling through multiple injuries. It was something where you were playing one week and then it was kind of game by game, kind of deciding if you were going to be able to step on the court. How frustrating was that for you? And did you kind of develop sort of like that warrior mentality of, constantly having to battle back and kind of get that spot on the court?
Yeah, it was definitely frustrating. It's something that athletes definitely don't want to go through. Luckily, I didn't have any season-ending injuries like that, but I had a bunch of just little injuries that kind of lingered on, which definitely frustrated me. But we had like great support system. Brad and the whole training staff was great with me. Like you said, I definitely had to have a whole new mindset when I would come into the arena, knowing that, you know what, I can't practice, I can't play, I can't be with the guys, but my mindset still has to be, I have to work to get to that. So, treatments every day with Brad, coming in at night, doing that with him, doing exercises, medicine ball, whatever I had to do to get back. Just kind of took my whole mindset to another level. And I kind of just, after that, I didn't take anything for granted anymore. Just, every time you play, you got to just give it everything you have because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, luckily none of those were season ending, but a teammate of yours, Jordan Bohannon, did have a season ending injury. And he's kind of known for his sharp shooting, of course, from the three, but it looks like you're kind of trying to make a run for that title maybe on the team. What kind of a mentor was he for you this past season and just kind of bringing you along, kind of your first time being out on the court and cracking that lineup?
Yeah, he's been huge for me. Ever since I stepped on campus, my first year, I was playing the point guard, and he just mentally was getting me ready for what the Big Ten was going to be like. And at first, I wasn't really grasping what he was trying to do, but now I really was understanding of what he was trying to do. So he's been great for me, just being positive with me and just kind of showing me the ropes of what everything's going to be like. And then definitely this past year, having a guy that's been through the Big Ten, we kind of play similar, so he knows what it's going to be like. So just having him on my side and on the team side, it was just someone great to have in your corner.
Absolutely. Well, before we wrap this up, is there anything else you want to say to the Hawkeye fans and as we head into the next season here?
Yeah, I just want to say, like I said earlier, thanks for all your support this past season. We all know it was frustrating the way things ended, but trust me, we're still going to get back to work whenever this clears up, and we're going to be ready for next season.
All right. Well, CJ, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I'll let you get back to yoga and whatever else you're doing to keep yourself busy. Yeah, I just really appreciate it. And go Hawks, of course.
Thank you. Go Hawks.